We are in week 3 of this goal setting series. And if you didn't catch the other 2, go back and watch them. I love helping my clients achieve their goals and set their goals. This is something that I personally have had to work on myself, actually setting goals and achieving goals. And I continue to grow in this aspect of my life continuously. It's one of the things that I love to research, I love to read on, I love to try and do. Everything about achieving goals and finding different ways to help people achieve their goals is what I'm actually passionate about. So let's get in this week to setting your SMART goals. If we haven't met before, my name is Michele and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel today. So I'm guessing you've heard the buzz about setting SMART goals, but what does that actually mean? I know that in the past, the process of setting SMART goals has felt really overwhelming to me. Even when I had to go into the school with our kids for conferences and set up SMART goals with them, it was like very intimidating to me the first time that we ever had to do this. But as it's one of those muscles, as you do it more and more, it becomes easier to set those goals and to set those SMART goals. So this is what we're going to do this week. In this goal setting and achievement series, we've talked about your goals, like how to actually pick your goals that you want. And we've also talked about your big why. So those things are critical. 1, you actually have to have the goal that you're working for. And 2, you need to know why you're passionate about achieving this goal so that you can actually achieve the goal and not stop working towards it. So again, if you've not watched the other videos, go back and watch those and then come back to this one so you know exactly how to pick your goal and determine your why. Okay, so you have the essentials. You have your goal and you have your why. Now let's go ahead and break down just one goal, because remember, if you're new to goal setting, we're only working with one goal. So S, this means that your goal is to be specific, simple, and you can actually see yourself doing it or achieving this goal. M means it's measurable and it's meaningful to you. So in other words, the whole reason to complete that big why exercise. A, is this goal actually achievable? You know in your heart that you have the potential to actually achieve it. And if you're wavering on it a little bit, what is that limiting belief that's holding you back from actually achieving that goal? That will be something that you're going to need to work on and actually discover as well, because it is our thoughts that actually hold us back from achieving our goals more than anything else. And I think you've heard me talk before, if you're not new to this channel, that our thoughts and our feelings drive our action that create our results. So you need to make sure that you are on board with your goal and you think that it's achievable and you feel that you can achieve it. You can actually achieve it. And again, I know, broken record here. However, if you're new to goal setting or goal achievement, start with only one goal. It's so important. R, is your goal realistic? Are you able to actually really achieve this goal without giving up on it because it's too big? Make sure that you're being realistic when you're setting your goals. So of course, this time, with it being your first time that you're actually setting a goal, or if you're not one that follows through on it, it's even more important that this goal and your goal is actually realistic and you can achieve it because it's not too big. Like, you want to make sure it's a small goal. Remember, where the small is the time frame, and it's not a big, large goal that's going to take you a year or two, because that will be very disempowering for you. Now, T is your timeline. So does it move you towards what you want? So maybe this small, you do have a big goal of that's out there. And this is one small goal that plays into achieving that big, larger goal that you have for your life. Okay, so now you know all of the things that we have to do here. I want you to go ahead and take your goal and I want you to walk through the SMART system. And how will you know that you've actually achieved the goal? And how do you know you've actually reached that goal destination? It's so important. Like, you need to understand what you consider to be the end. Like, you know, when you've done this, you've actually achieved your goal. So you want to make sure that you have that. Because when you know what the end is, then you know how to create your plan, because we want to work backwards with your goal for setting up the actual plan so that you can achieve it. Because if you don't have a plan, and what I mean is you don't have the action steps, you're not going to be able to achieve your goal. So we're going to go ahead and look at your goal now and actually break it down into how you can actually achieve it. Okay, so we're going to keep this simple. If you've already determined how you will know when you've reached your goal destination, and I want you to work backwards. So what was the step right before that? And then what else and what else? And just keep working backwards and asking yourself the question, what else and what else? What are all the actions that you ought to take in order to get to that goal? So think small. Like, when you're breaking this down, you want to make sure that you have all kinds of subtasks underneath that. And the reason for that is that you want to be able to take one simple action every single day to get you towards your goal. And if you have more time, heck, then you can do 2. But that is going to bring you closer to your goal, is if you have little tiny actions that you can take every day instead of setting up like a whole entire day of activities to try and reach that goal or task. Just every single day. And then you become a person that achieves your goals, because you know every single day that you'll actually work towards that goal. Okay, so if you're deer in the headlight look right now at me, and you're like, no, I don't get it. I don't get how to work backwards. Another way that you can figure out the actions that you need to actually take to achieve that goal is to do the whole mind mapping again. And this is great. If you're a creative or a visual person, this is a really great way to actually figure out all the actions that you need to take, because you can visually see it on the piece of paper, how when you write it out. Or if you prefer to use a software, there's so many different mind mapping softwares out there that you can use as well. So put the actual goal in the middle of your page, and what you want to do is draw those spokes off of that goal, and each spoke is going to be one action. And then off of that action, you may have different sub actions or sub tasks that need to take place. So just go ahead, and you can have the goal in the middle and 6 different actions that need to take place. So you can have an action and a subtask and a subtask off the subtask, because there may be different things that you need to do off of those particular one task to make it happen. So think of like all the back work that you would need to have in order to get that work done. So I hope that's helpful for you. So one other thing I want to leave you with is to be willing to accept that your plans may change, and you may run into obstacles along the way that require you to adjust the plan. And that's okay. Just keep focusing on the overall goal that you're working towards. You've got this. I know you can do it. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and I'm excited to see you back here next week when we're going to talk about how to follow through on actually achieving that goal.